Holding the Man is an Australian drama based on the memoir and stage play of the same name by Tim Connigrave. It's a love story. It's a love story about two boys that meet at school as teenagers in the mid-70s, then go on to have an adult relationship, a relationship that triumphs over all the adversity that's thrown at it in the 80s. A lot of familiar Australian faces turn up in this. So you've got Geoffrey Rush, Kerry Fox, Guy Pearce, Anthony LaPaglia. The leads, though, Tim and John, are played by relative newcomers, Ryan Corr and Craig Stott. Here's a clip. This is Tim and John as teenagers talking on the phone.
Someone's on the phone for you.
Who?
A boy from school. Hurry, please. I've got dinner on. Tell your friends not to call at dinner time.
I can call back.
What? Why?
Are you dinner?
No, it's okay. We're having casserole.
Chops.
We just had chops and mashed potato. And peas.
I like you.
That's good.
I really like you. I've liked you for some time.
I like you too.
Does this mean that we're going out?
You haven't asked me yet.
John Callio, will you go round with me?
Yep.
Now, there's actually one hurdle to get over with this film, which relates to when that scene happens, actually. It's a very basic one. The actors playing Tim and John start out pretending to be 15-year-old schoolboys in the 70s wigs, when they're clearly the actors in real life are grown men in their late 20s. And they're great, and the story's really romantic and tender, but they do, to start off with, look like grown men in bad wigs pretending to be schoolboys.
They used to do that all the time in the like 70s and 80s.
And it reminded me of Chris Lilly in Summer Heights High,
Right.
you know, when he's pretending to be a school kid. And the story is beautiful, but that when those early scenes, you are sat there thinking, as good as this is, they do just look like two guys who are around 30 pretending to be 15.
About Sonny in Greece. He looked about 45.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, in Greece, they were all way too old. Yeah, I mean, it's happened before, but I'm just saying that it was a bit of a hurdle for me to start off with. But then, of course, they act closer to their age. Once they're allowed to do that, that disappears. What you get is a film that's actually very simple in terms of plot. Essentially, is the story of a relationship, but it really captures the eras very well and the attitudes, the social events, the political events as its backdrop. And I suppose at its heart, it's really about the minutiae of a partnership, of a romance, and the highs and the lows and the strengths and the weaknesses. So it's a very intimate and personal film. And what I really liked about it is that it's a film about real people with charm and charisma who also, and this goes back a bit to what you were talking about with Ben Kingsley, actually, who also have imperfections and flaws and vulnerability. And the film is happy to show you that. I love that sort of nakedness about it. It's not afraid to show the nitty-gritty of these guys' lives, so the good stuff and the bad stuff. And you get some really beautiful scenes. There's a bit where Tim is talking to his mum about having an HIV test, and they're trying to do it whilst they're making finger food for his sister's wedding. And it's like this great clash of, you know, trying to talk about a really important subject at the same time as making vol-au-vents. There are lovely little moments like
Nice.
that. So it just finds the magic in real life. I think it's a really tender romance and one to recommend, Holding the Man.